Kirk knows that he has a choice, but his reasoning to continue doing what he's doing is that Artemis is not saying that to him. He doesn't believe us. So what if... You would see Alkali touch her ribs kind of like in pain. What if I could possibly get Artemis to say something else?
You can change the will of
I don't
Artemis?
know. I don't know if I can. But what if I can? What if I can get Artemis to say something different?
I suppose that could work.
Maybe
We would have to get Dorcrick to listen.
well, if the facility's all cleared out and everything. It wasn't too hard to get into that first room, remember, where Artemis greets the volunteers?
Dorcrick, on the other hand, seemed rather set in his ways. I don't know if you can convince, if any of us could convince him to even speak beyond what he has already told us. Who's going to convince him to even listen?
Artemis is their god. Or at least that's how they view Artemis. He won't listen to me. But it's worth a shot. Don't you think? To see if he'll listen to his god?
If you think you can do it. Certainly better than what they're doing now. And
yeah,
if they realize that they could do this with other animals instead of people, and they actually believed it, it would certainly be better for them.
I think so too. And I think it'd be a lot easier to sleep at night knowing I at least gave them a real choice. You know?
This is your decision. I'll support you either way.
Thank you. Let's try and see if we can get this machine fixed before we head up, I guess.
How do we do that?
Well, last we were checking it out, we had to patch this hole, right? Didn't,
Now
sorry,
there's a much bigger hole.
Right, we can take a look and see.
All right.
And we would probably start walking over towards the machine and see if there's any way at all that we could patch it, or if there's anything worse that happened to it.
Okay. So the thermal plant that was damaged and still is damaged has a couple of pretty big gashes in it that are leaking magma from before. That was already happening. There are now a few extra small holes scattered around from when it did that like high velocity attack that have pierced a few spots, though those aren't too bad from what you can tell. Any more than that, you will need to roll.
I would absolutely like to do that.
Yeah, that would be like an engineering or repairs based check, which would be int. You're assessing damage essentially.
Would I be able to use my artifact knowledge / technology skill? maybe?
Why do you think that would help you repair things?
Since it has to do with the machines itself, and I have studied ruins and machines like this.
Have you repaired things before like this? I'm asking.
I wouldn't say so, because I don't think Alkali's ever really had a reason to try and fix a facility up, other than like basic, like maybe a thing goes here. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty like extensive damage. You already know it's damaged. It's more the knowledge of how to repair it is specifically what you're trying to do. So I think artifact knowledge is more on functionality from how you've been doing it, more than actual repairing and fixing.
Yes. Okay.
Does that
I'll
be
just
in 5?
Okay.
Success nonetheless.
Didn't even put
Very
any
nice.
effort in. Wow.
No effort.
Full
You
confidence.
rolled exactly what you needed. Dang. All right.
Oh, she rolled a full step higher.
Oh, yeah. No, it would be, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Straightens tie.
Well done. So, this could be repaired. It would be tricky, for sure. But you might just be able to shut this particular one off and kind of even out the power between the other 3 that are functioning. Because right now, this one is more or less, think of a steam vent which got a few different holes. If you just either remove or plug off a part that's a problem, the pressure will equalize. So you could repair it by fixing it with just patches, or you could cut the thing off and it would still mostly function.
I think we can fix this. So there are a lot of holes, which if Manasa ended up actually finding a lot of stuff, we can possibly try and patch it up. But we can also just shut this one off.
Which is better.
Well, I would assume that shutting this one off might reduce, I guess, the productivity? I don't know. We could try and patch it and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, then we can turn this off and the other ones can try and make up for the slack.
You know more than I do. What do you think?
I say we try and patch it first.
There are a lot of people here. If there's less food, I would think that would be bad.
I agree. Manasa! Did you find anything?
I will silently hand over, like, the metal or the sheets of, like, metal plating that I found.
Thank you. Judging by how these pieces of metal look, Dan, does it look like it will be enough to patch this up or no?
Yeah, from before she actually was able to. You would maybe, I don't know if she could drag them all or not, but there are also some like pieces of sheet metal that are pretty solid. So it looks like between what she carried over and maybe some of the other pieces at the like repair bench, there's enough.
Okay. Do we also have like what we would need to possibly patch this up? Like in terms of like tools?
Yeah, with MK's tools and Manasa's scavenging tools, yes.
Okay, so I would probably call over MK and see if she could possibly try and help me fix this.
Okay. Yeah, she'd come and try to help. Are you attempting to fix it right now then?
I guess so, yes.
Okay. All right. So the whole thing is over a magma pool. There is a
Right.
walkway that goes out to the machine for maintenance, such as this. Some bits of it are definitely melted a bit due to some of the magma that is spewed out of the machine itself. So it's a little rickety. Are you going out there with MK, or are you sending her out there by herself to the machine?
I would not send her off by herself, but would... I mean, I could... So, how these things work? They're using the magma, yeah? Are we able to turn it off? Like, would I think to maybe turn it off and then, like, patch it or anything like that?
I don't know, would you?
I don't know.
I don't know what you think. But yeah, it's more or less it's creating steam and using that geothermal power.
Right. So there is stuff coming out of it, though.
Yeah, there's magma leaking out.
Would I also happen to know how to turn this part off?
From your role before, you'd have to interface with the like maintenance panels, but in theory.
Okay. All right, so I'd probably like to see if I can go over to the maintenance panel on it and see if there's any way for me to turn off that particular one that's damaged.
Okay. Give me an int-based check for interfacing with this computer. That would be difficulty 2.
Okay. And in that regard, would I be able to use my artifact knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's difficulty 2, you said? All right.
Okay. 17. You're getting your good rolls this week.
They're gonna be gone, don't worry, by the end of the episode.
Ooh. Yeah, you can just turn off the machine, no problems at all. It'll actually stop the flow entirely to it, so you could either do repairs or just let it equalize.
Did that turn off?
The magma flow stops visually.
Okay, so I'd make my way back and with MK probably walk up to the machine and see if we can try and patch it up with her tools.
Yeah. Let me see. Anything? Yeah, she's got tech crafting. I'll have you roll for the sake of it. She'll just be giving you an asset.
Okay. And this would be just intellect, yeah?
Yep, intellect, difficulty 5 again. With an asset from her helping, using tools, and you're more or less since you did it, you're directing her where to
Right.
put in rivets and bolts and things.
I am gonna play it safe and I'm gonna put 2 effort on it as well.
Okay. And another success.
It's the most successes Alkali's ever had.
I think it is, at least in a row. Okay. Zarity, by the way, you don't have to do anything, but you are close to this, and you would hear the hammering and whatnot of tools. So, I believe, if I remember right, for those watching, Zarity is leaned up, possibly against the dead machine, but he was near that area, just recovering and resting. And there are repairs, and it probably takes about a half hour or so. Occasionally you see her have to like kind of climb up a little bit to get to hard to reach spots, but MK works quick. This is kind of her thing.
Right.
So he's just watching, kind of out of the corner of his eye, just kind of silent, still holding his sides.
But yeah, after about a half hour or so, repairs seem nominal.
Would you look at that?
can't really tell the difference.
Well, let's
Is
turn
it
it on
fixed?
and see. I think so. Looks like MK did a good job. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And I'd walk over to the panel and turn on that particular one again.
Okay. You don't need to roll for that again. But it turns on. And maybe there's a little bit of a leak as you hear the machine rumble and the magma flow begin to complete, and water from whatever underground well they're using, the steam hits. And then it seems to churn and flow in tandem with the rest of the machines.
Looks like we did it.
It was all you and MK and Manasa. Good work.
Thank you. It was mostly MK. So
MK has her mouth full but grunts agreement.
do we know if Zaidi's okay?
He seemed hurt before. I think he was resting. We should
Yeah,
probably check on him.
Let's do that. And we'd walk over to Zaidi more than likely. Hey,
Seems like, by the noise of things, you've got things going as planned.
yeah.
Good. That's good.
Are you all
Can you
right?
stand?
I don't know. I feel, I feel like something's very wrong inside. Every time I move, sharp pains. I may have internal bleeding of some sort. Something's going on.
Maybe we can have the Banuk look at you. They're shamans.
I don't know about that.
Maybe I'd be hooked up like this.
Well,
Bad joke.
hopefully, we might convince them otherwise. Alkali has a plan.
Oh. That is good. Yeah.
Do you mind if
Oh.
I try and take a look and see? I don't want to.
Sure.
And I would probably try to observe and see if I can figure out what's going on with him from at least like an external perspective.
Sure.
So
So you can give me a
it's
medical
like-
check.
Okay.
Okay.
What was that, Zaidi?
Just saying, aside from what he's seen, is like completely black. Like it's just black and
Like bruising,
really,
more or
really
less. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, you can give me a medical check of 3.
Difficulty 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
15 or higher is all you've rolled today. Alkali.
What is happening?
Don't jinx it, Dan.
Well done.
Is this
You
real life?
better not say it's a damn flesh wound. I'm just kidding.
Is this real life?
Yeah, there is no internal bleeding. Last time there was a medical check, they had no idea. They were just like, there could be internal bleeding, there could be not. There isn't. It's bruised real bad, for sure. When it slammed him and threw him to the side, there might be a light fracture on a rib. Not as bad as yours, but
Right.
nothing that time won't heal.
Well, I don't think that you've got anything going on inside other than maybe matching me a little bit. And I would poke the bruise kind of on purpose a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Did that hurt?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're gonna be okay.
Oh, that's good. live another day to be badgered around again. Okay. I will catch up. By the way, good job. So Zadie tries to climb to his feet.
I'll help him.
Thanks. All right.
You think you'll be able to climb? I can carry you on my back if you need.
No, I will let him to climb. We cannot have an Asaram on the back of a Nora. I will fight through this pain. Appreciate the gesture.
I look at Alkali. What about you?
And I would kind of touch my ribs, I guess. Do I think that I would be able to do that, Dan?
Oh, you could do it. It's just
Could do anything, but
Yeah, okay.
You can try.
All right. No, I'll try. On my own. If I can't, then maybe. Thank you, Nicole.
all right. I'll lead the way. And I'm gonna head back to the passage and start climbing the ladder.
okay. Yeah. Those of you who are pretty badly injured will need to make a climb check. Those of you who don't, it's a ladder. You don't really need to worry about it. So yeah, those of you who are badly injured, difficulty 2 climb check.
What is this? Strength or speed?
Which normally climb is strength because you're pulling up your own weight.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to fly up the thing or down it. I'll have someone other than Alkali roll. Wow.
Did you rig these rolls today? I mean, because
Yeah,
we rolled so
what the-
bad last week. Like, what the hell's going on?
Dang.
That's a
Dan felt
minor
bad.
effect
He wrote a letter
for
to
you.
the CEO.
I
So
guess.
my rib mends itself as I climb.
Yeah, it just all of a sudden your bone heals. No way.
Dislocation, and you started climbing, and it just popped back in.
Yeah, you just
feel
popped
great.
it back into place. I will let you get 1 might point back as a minor effect
Nice,
for that.
because I am dead.
You maybe you're able to maybe you did pop something just back into place when you expanded your chest when you reached up. So it just feels a little bit better.
Oh, don't worry. I think I'll be fine. Just climbs up.
And there's where the console was, that was the same
Across the crevice. So that was up the ladder, and then you went back through the room that had the crevasse, and it was to the side of the pods room.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go
Unless
to
you were going to the volunteer room.
Well, I'd go to the top of the ladder and then just try and help everybody as they're coming up.
It was a small room with the ladder shaft that was out just to the side of maintenance. And you help people up as they climb up with no problems whatsoever, albeit maybe a bit soreness.
Thank you.
All right.
So,
So, where are we going now? Was there anything else that we had to fix here?
well, we have to see if the obstructed flow, I think was what the machine said, got fixed, and check with. Let's just go check with Artemis. Sorry, I'm a lot of pain.
I don't have any herbs to help.
It's okay.
And I'll start wandering toward all of that. You've gone over this bridge enough times that without needing speed, you're able to just cross it. You kind of remember which spots are a little shakier and catch your balance before having to go over it. And past the pod room, which the pods that were empty are still empty, but it looks like there's at least some blue light on them now. Maybe they're functioning compared to just being empty and off. Power management has been restored. And the room with the blue orb, or the blue console in the center, and the dead Banuk in the corner, hooked up to the machine still.
Dead now?
Yeah, he was dead.
He died last time people were in here. Should say he was slumped over, unbreathing. But
maybe we should try and disconnect him before we leave.
Why isn't that their source of nourishment?
I don't think that one's functioning anymore.
Are you sure? You don't want to disturb anything that's already been working. I say we leave it. Our job was to come here, fix the damn machine, and that's it.
I start walking towards the exit after Zaire says that.
Any more we disturb their rest. I think Fiuka said it best. Leave them be. They didn't ask for it. We can't do everything for everybody of a pure gut feelings. So, unfortunately, I think we should leave him to his rest and let him finally have some type of peace, or whatever they call it. Zarya just kind of turns around and walks towards the exit.
and the two of you are in the console room. The other two walk toward the exit across the crevasse and back through the ventilation shaft to the volunteer room.
All right, well, let's see if we can make this work.
I think
And
it's,
I'll,
I think it's your best idea that you've had so far.
well, either it works or it doesn't, but at least we give them a choice, and then we don't condemn them to die, I guess, you know? All right, I'll give it a shot. And I'd walk over to the console where I've been able to interact with Artemis before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd put my hand on it and try and see if I can get Artemis to pop up.
The blue light melds and forms the hologram of Artemis.
Hello, Administrator. How may I help you?
Hi, Artemis. Please work. Artemis, may I please change your welcome message at the entrance of this facility?
Query: what is the nature of changing the introduction message?
To help sustain humanity.
What is the proposed message?
Welcome, volunteer. This facility is used to increase production of food to sustain life. It is encouraged that you use animals to sustain your society without casualties. However, any organic life, human included, may be used.
Artemis stands and stares at you for a moment. Maybe a bit unnerving as this hologram with lifelike eyes and features just stares. Please give me a difficulty 7 diplomacy check. That would be int based.
I would also like to use 2 effort.
Okay.
And I would now like to use an experience to reroll.
Okay.
Am I able to use an effort on a reroll as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
I would like to go ahead and I have a skill.
Okay. What is that skill?
Where is it? It allows me to use stats from other pools basically to do int checks.
Okay.
Where is
So
it?
you're it's a special ability more than a skill then.
Right. I'm just trying to find it. I've had it forever. Skill with Numenera. Physical skills? No.
It's investigator.
Oh, it is investigator. Okay, sorry, I'm panicking. I'll go ahead and put that in chat. To really shine as an investigator, you must engage your mind and body in your deductions. You can spend points from your might pool, speed pool, or intellect to apply levels of effort to any intellect-based task.
Yeah. I think that fits.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 effort then.
Okay. Ow.
Administrator, I would advise against this.
Why?
Animals are not as successful at producing stem cells. Efficiency will be reduced.
About how many years would a large animal be able to sustain? This colony in particular.
It depends on weight. It depends on intelligence of the animal. It depends on how often it will be replaced.
But you would be able to let these people know how long that particular animal will let them sustain for, right?
Yes.
At least that gives them a choice, Artemis.
Choice is what put humanity in this predicament.
Nothing changes if people don't try.
Very well, Administrator. Message adapted.
Put a hand on Alkali's shoulder. You did it.
I assist you with anything else, Administrator?
No, Artemis, that'll be all. Thank you.
You are welcome. Though I do not see this helping as well as you think.
And Artemis dissipates.
I find that peculiar that it would have an opinion on the situation.
We can't begin to understand the will of the All-Mother.
Anxiety walks up. So you just decided the fate of these people?
No,
So
I
easily.
didn't. I didn't decide anything.
So what
I gave
was
them
this?
a choice. Dorcrick wouldn't listen to me, but maybe he'll listen to his god. And then they can make the choice. I didn't say not to use humans. I didn't say not to use animals. I said either one.
These people do not look like they understand what choice means.
Zaire. And I'm like by the entrance and I'm just peeking out. Leave it. I just like, you can see that I'm slightly shaking my head. And I just turn away. And I actually this time like for sure like leave.
You always tell me to try, Zadie. Every single time. I'm not trying to kill these people. I'm trying to make it so that they have a choice. So that they can make that decision without
I know.
what they think a god is.
He just kind of goes up to her and hugs her. I know. But it just... If you feel like it's the right thing to do, then you have the power. You were chosen. I'm just glad you made a decision that you felt was right, finally. So he just kind of squeezes her and he's just like, just make sure you are able to live with that decision. Right? He kind of pulls back and looks at her.
Thank you.
I'll be going. Wait for you guys outside.
Now to convince Dorcrick.
All that we can say to him is that his god let us know that they want to speak with him. We don't have to do any convincing.
I think it's better if I don't speak to Dorcrick.
I think so too.
And let's get out of this place.
Yeah. Miguel? Thank you.
Nod my head once. I walk out.
And I would as well.
Okay. And the rest of you, maybe if you're walking a little slower, Alkali and Nikel catch up. Possibly in the seed hallway. Long and lined with so many different varieties, and you make it back to the main foyer. And that fountain is on. The one that they mentioned would be on when everything was fixed. And it's pooling red liquid in this fountain. Same color as the wires. And there are a number of Banuk looking around it in amazement.
Sorry, he kind of just puts his head down and just makes his way through the crowds.
Is Dorcrick in that room?
Yes. He's by the door that leads to the waterfall. Looking in almost anticipation, but he has his smile back from before. A wide grin.
I'll stand back a bit.
You've done it.
Yeah. We did.
Wonderful.
But your god, Artemis, they spoke to me.
You must be blessed.
I think I'm more blessed to have the people that I have around me, but they wanted to have me let you know that he has something to say to you.
I'll hear it when he speaks to me.
Yeah, you will.
Well, we have gathered things for you so that you may leave.
Thank you. Is it possible that I can, if it's not too much, I know we've caused trouble. Is it possible if I could write a message to Fiuka?
I don't see why not. But make it quick.
Okay. Do you know where I could find anything to write it down?
And maybe rolls his eyes ever so slightly and... Yes, we can get you some sort of parchment.
Thank you.
In town is where your supplies are, and then we'll set you on your way.
Very well.
Follow me. And he walks through the door, lets you go ahead of him out the facility, and shuts it behind you. And leaves the cave with the waterfall and trudges over the walkway of sand past the oasis, past the crops that are growing with the Banuk farmers, and goes through the gate back to town, back to Falls City. And you would see the smith loading up some gear that you talked with before. And he's loading it up on, I believe it is a strider. A horse-sized, horse-looking machines with red flowing through it, just like the Banuk. Like all the machines that are tame here. Looks like there's a couple of saddlebags on it. He points to like a random Banuk kind of helping with that. Paper and ink, please. And they nod and go off. Maybe come back a few minutes later and hand it to him, and he passes it over to you, Alkali.
Thank you. Is there anything any of you want me to leave for Fiuka?
Yeah. Estella, things are just not the same without her. In that, maybe one day I will, cross paths. Hopefully.
Anyone else?
Can say something on my behalf. My people chose me as a seeker. But in your own way, you are seeking your own path. We never meant to stop that from happening. We wish you well. And we hope to see you again. Be safe. And let the All-Mother protect you.
Manasa?
You can tell the old crow that she's better off staying on the ground than in the air. And I hope she finds what she wants to and what she needs.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. And I would make it a point to kind of like write what everybody's said. But I would also add that I wish you were with us. And I'm sorry for being such a pain in the ass. Thank you for sacrificing yourself yet again for us. And I would also put at the end, take this for if you ever need to talk with a god. And I would take the key card out and I would put it inside of the paper and fold it up so that it holds it. I'd write her name on the outside. And I'd give it to Dorcrick.
He takes it, not much of a word, kind of puts it in a pocket. And, all right. You have everything. We'll send this strider with you. It should listen to your commands, no problem. Pretty docile. And we'd ask that you not return.
Zadie just kind of like looks at the strider. All right. Which way is the gate that you want us to leave through?
And he starts walking toward the front gate that you came in.
Aye.
Where's your destination? I can at least point you in the right direction.
I guess further towards the west.
And looks up, kind of tracks where the sun is, and then points out. West, that way.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
You know of no other settlements out that way?
I know of naught but rumors. No Banuk, at least.
What of these rumors?
Nasty, deranged people.
The way that we are headed?
Correct. The ones that survived whatever plague is talked about. if that's even true.
I hope you keep your people safe.
We will.
I start
Make
to
sure
walk
that gets
out.
to Fioka.
Yes. It'll get to her.
Thank you.
He shuts the gate behind you when you step through it. And that's where we'll take our first break. Or our only break of the day. Not taking multiple. All right. We'll be back in 3 to 5, everyone, as the party ventures off into the desert, continuing west. See you in a moment. Check out all these lovely people and give them a follow. Don't touch that dial.
Back in just a little bit, everybody. Hang tight for more Forbidden Lands.
Hello and welcome back to Forbidden Lands. Hope you had a good break, stretched, got some water or coffee or other beverages. We're just going to jump right back in with our party heading out into the desert of modern day Idaho. Our party trudges through sand, sun beating down on them. Bits of flecks of sand and dirt occasionally pepper their faces with a gust of wind. Dunes as far as the eyes can see. With a strider and saddlebags packed by the Banuk and Dorkrick following along. Is anyone specifically leading this strider, or?
I guess I am, because I grabbed it when we walked out.
Okay.
I was like the first one to leave with the strider. I'm just holding it.
Yeah, you grab it. It's got like a, not really a bridle or a leash. It doesn't really need that, but it's got a rope around it of some kind that lets you lead it.
Hot.
Yeah. Is everyone okay?
As well as can be expected, I suppose. I'm going to look through the supplies that they gave us as we're walking.
Okay. You see what looks like about 2 weeks worth of food and water.
Is it people food?
It's a lot of vegetables. There is jerky in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit, vegetables, many of which are dried. And then there's jerky. There's also what look like 5 arrows, special made of some kind, as well as if you're just looking through stuff, you could even take a whiff of it if you wanted. 3 regular health potions. You'd be familiar with that. Do you know the herb combinations?
They've provided us with some vegetables and some jerky, which I can only assume is what we would expect.
Mm.
And arrows as well as health potions.
Arrows?
Yes. What kind of arrows are they, or would I know?
You can give me an int check, or a skill that you think is could be useful here. Trying to think. I don't know if you've fired off this kind of arrow before. No, you definitely haven't in this campaign, at least. So I'll say difficulty 4.
Now, this is a thing that gives me a trained in attacks with a sharp shot bow.
Mm-hmm.
I have a skill as a tier 2 advancement that I got, which was just skilled in attacks with my sharp shot bow. So
Gotcha.
I don't know if that would apply at all.
I'll say give you an asset. So can't roll that as the skill, but you can at least get an asset from it. Success. Okay.
15.
They are sonic tearing arrows. They tear armor off of machines on impact with a sonic blast.
I think these arrows, they look like what I shot with my arrow when we were fighting the rock breaker. Maybe they make noise, I think.
Noise, vibration. Nice. Well,
It could
we
be
have
useful.
limited supply, so we want to make sure that we don't shoot those off. Unless we have to.
I believe I heard some Nora had used these in the fight in Meridian.
They had.
We probably need to find a place to rest for a bit. Frequent rest might be good. Especially traveling lands we do not know anything about.
I'll keep an eye out for any animals or herbs or anything.
If anyone gets tired, feel free to ride the Strider.
I would turn on my focus and see if I can see any signs of life or any machines or anything.
Okay. You can go ahead and give me a perception check of difficulty 5.
Okay.
Same for you, Mikkel, if you are trying to track animals or look for any sort of tracks.
So I have 2 things that might help me with this.
Okay.
I have the survival skill, and I have following and identifying tracks.
Which one are you thinking you're going to be doing? Survival would be more like looking for ways to survive, less than just actual signs of living creatures. That could be anything from finding caves or sign of life or supplies versus trying to find and track actual animals. So I'll let you be the judge of how you're doing that and which skill you think would be more appropriate.
I guess it would be following and identifying tracks. I'd be more worried about things that have, the ability to attack us than
Okay. For sure.
specifically plants or anything.
Okay. All right. Oh, difficulty 5 for that. Okay. So I don't know if you have, I don't think you have, Nikhil, try to track in a desert where the sands are shifting far more than you hope and expect. You were so close and you're thinking like, maybe I think I saw some tracks here, or is that like a snake slithering and then the sand moves it enough that you lose track of it again. Maybe even as you look behind you, the sand that's blowing up, you can't even tell where Fall City was anymore.
It's
Sand
impossible
from
to
all
track
sides.
anything here. The sands are constantly shifting.
Okay. That's fine. We just need to make sure we are together. And paying attention to each other's signs of exhaustion. Because in this group, no one likes to say when they are tired.
It should be best for us to find a place to rest as soon as we can, and then perhaps travel at night. Should be cooler then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe while we're going and we're trying to find stuff, I'm not useful right now. Maybe I'll just I'll see if I can get a little bit of rest on the Strider.
Okay, so I kind of stop and then I try to assist her up. All right, up you go.
Thank you.
Careful. Now you hold these.
Okay.
Well, since I'm free, I guess I can look for signs of some life around here. Maybe plant. Where there's plants, there may be water. Where there's water, you can finally drink something. That's not something that's suspicious. I'm just gonna kind of like, not break away from the group, but kind of like drop myself, like go a little bit further ahead and onto the left and just kind of look for, maybe rub the sands and look for some plant life. Leaves, roots, old cactus, something.
Yeah, you can do another difficulty 5. Tracking or looking for that sort of thing. Skill. That'll be int based.
I have tracker, but I think that's just, I don't think that gives me anything. That's already included in my.
That's in one that added skills for you. Yeah, that's what that ability did.
Let's see. I also have. I did not mean to press that. I'm sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay. Yeah, I'll just do it. You said difficulty 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put 1 effort. Oh, excuse me. Well then.
That is a critical success with major effect. Yes. So, Zaidi, looking around, moving ahead, trying to stay within sight range so you don't get maybe separated by sand, and you tracking and looking around, you're able to do that no problem. You do not lose track of the group moving ahead. And you're walking through a dune, or past, maybe up over a dune, trying to get a bit of a better vantage point. And you see off in the distance what looks like a small structure, maybe part of it partially buried in sand. Just off in the distance, maybe a few hundred yards.
Okay. That's my major effect. Soon?
Seeing that was the major effect.
All right. Hey! Hey, over here! Come this way.
Did you find something?
Yeah, I think so, unless the gods are playing with me. Hurry up!
This way.
I would direct the Strider over towards them as well.
Okay.
Nika, look over there. Further.
Some kind of structure?
Yes.
I see it. That would be a good place for us to rest.
Yes, we take our chances. Definitely better in there than out here.
Before we go down, I'll see if I can find anything out of the ordinary. And then I'll signal.
Okay. I'll stay with the group. Keep an eye on you. So I'll just take my bow out and just have it at the ready, just in case.
Okay. Mikhail trudges toward this structure. And it looks like maybe one of those old one houses you've seen every now and then. And it's mostly buried with sand. You see the kind of A-frame bit of the roof sticking up. You see, looks like an accessible window of some kind. Still intact. Whatever doorway is buried.
Yeah, I've got my bow drawn, and I'm probably like sweeping the place, like just trying to see if there's any machine creatures or anything looking to jump us.
All right, give me a perception of or tracking. Either one would fit here. Difficulty 4. Scanning around looking, you do notice, you don't know how old they are, mind you, but you do notice what look like slithering tracks and burrows of what you might assume were those sand scales, the snake-like serpents machines that you dealt with the first moment you got to Fall City. You don't see anything moving though, but you do see tracks.
Okay, so I think I look up to Zaire and I wave and then I point to my eyes. I point at the ground and then I do like a slithering motion with my arm. Rolling with the homies.
I believe we are not in any immediate danger, but there could be the what was those things? Sand scales, slithering scale. The things that bit him last time. What was it? Sand scale? They called it.
I don't even hesitate after he says that. I just start walking towards where Nikel's at.
Alright, let's go. Still have my bow drawn. I'm just kind of like trudging behind Manasa, very carefully watching her, and just kind of peeking over my shoulder, back and forth, looking at Alkali.
Is everything okay?
For now, perhaps. Mikhail is just right up there. We'll be with him very soon. Make our way down to Nico.
Sliding down a bit of the dune, you get to this area, and the rest of you all meet up. MK occasionally is darting glances at the saddlebags, but is holding restraint.
You say, everyone be mindful. There are probably more of those snake-like creatures. I saw tracks over there and over there. And I think those are burrow holes.
Okay. I'll keep my focus on and see if I can see anything. I'll keep my eyes out.
Should we hunt them?
As in what way? Going to their burrow? I don't know if that's a smart thing to do.
We can flush them out, maybe. Make noise.
I mean...
What if we call more than we expect?
Better to call them now when we're prepared for them than if we rest and they get surprise
fair.
on us.
Do we have anything that maybe we could surprise them with? Like, one of these canisters?
We can climb up on top of this structure here.
Yeah.
It would be difficult for them to reach us, at least. Might
We
have
could
a better shot.
We could possibly have someone lure them out.
I think that would be me.
I do not know if you remember, but when you got bitten before, no offense,
I was trying to
down.
protect everyone else.
Absolutely.
But if you all wait in anticipation, perhaps on top of the structure, if we can climb on top, I can lure them out, bring them to you, and we open fire.
Maybe. Did
Or if we have any traps.
did they give us anything else?
MK, did you have some traps?
She opens up her pack and looks around a bit and shows off her tripcaster. And kind of, I believe she has a couple of shots for it left. She has 3 shock traps.
So, MK could set up some traps. We can lure them out. I don't want people to go to sleep and then suddenly get awakened by one of these sand scales gnawing on their neck.
I understand.
Yeah.
I am not in the best shape at the moment to do what I normally do.
So let's rest
But
for a
if it-
while and then we can do that.
So we say we start in about well, maybe
An hour's time? Would that be enough?
yeah, I think so.
I got rest already while on the Strider, so I can keep my eyes out in case we end up getting ambushed.
Going to dig into the pack and give each of them a health potion. Just in case.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll leave the other one here for now.
So go ahead and just put a health potion in your pack. That'll basically give you 1 free recovery roll.
All right. Where do we post up to rest in this structure here? Or should we scout it out first?
I had a look inside already and it looked safe.
Okay. Zydich just kind of makes his way towards the structure.
Okay.
Uh,
You messing with the window? It is currently shut. It's the only way you can tell to get in.
Well, kind of jiggles at it. I can. I have a skill.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you have something? Go for
I was
it.
gonna say, am I able to use my identifying lies, danger, or importance for this?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can pretty regularly just
Put it there,
try to.
like function and whatnot, to see if I can find like a lever or
Yeah,
some way
you
to
can-
like open the window.
Sure. You can always try.
What difficulty?
Let's see. So you're looking for lies, danger, or importance, that sort of thing. Yeah. So you're just trying to identify. I would say either the function of this window, if anything.
Yeah, like I guess, like not really like. Well, I guess like kind of how it opens, not like a way, not like a specific way to open it. Like, oh, I press a button, but like, kind of giving me like a hint of like where.
Difficulty
Oh.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like it probably at one point slid or like maybe opened inward from what you can tell with some of the hinging.
Okay.
Seems to be jammed.
Hmm. Okay, I want to see if I'd like to see about using my new ability that I got.
Window opener.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the skill window opener. You just roll speed, open window.
This is Experience Adventure. When you use a non-combat skill successfully, if you didn't roll a natural 19 or 20, you can apply a level of effort to get a minor special effect.
Yeah. Okay. So you get a minor. You can choose.
But I gotta take the effort out. Yeah, I have to take the effort
you'd
out
have
of
to
the
pay
pool.
for the effort, of course.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So let me.
Okay,
take
and it
out
doesn't
of
modify the
intellect.
difficulty of the task. It just gives a minor effect.
It just gives me a
Okay.
minor effect. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, oh, I see. So you
She's
want
using
okay,
it
yeah.
for the window.
You're using it now for that particular thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The minor effect is you're able to find the latch, so you don't have to smash the window open.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to quietly, not say a word. I'm going to walk over to the latch and I'm gonna, like, try to see if I can like open it or use it to open it. I don't know if it's like rusted over or jammed or something.
Okay. Let me see what you got. Guess you just pushed me out of the way. Sis.
Basically, yeah, because he was trying to.
I don't do it.
I
I don't do it like super hard. I just kind of like nudge my way through.
Yeah,
All right.
and so we'd see Manasa like kind of push at the door, maybe jiggle it a bit, and the old latch is kind of jiggling, and like maybe get just enough of your hand in that you can kind of flick up the latch. And as you do that, the latch itself actually falls off.
Oh,
Window seems to be functioning, but the latch no more.
well, I was.
So it doesn't
going to
open?
Yeah.
Oh, it does open?
Hmm?
Oh, okay, cool.
Latch,
Okay.
the latch that seals the door.
I thought you said the latch broke off and it didn't open the window, and I was like, oh.
Oh no,
okay.
the window's opened, but the latch that keeps it
Okay,
shut
okay.
broke.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going.
I'm going
Just-
to start climbing in very carefully, but
Okay.
with my tear blaster in hand. So I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna kind of like army crawl in with like my tear blaster.
Okay.
Scurry
So-
on in.
You go that now. The window is at the top of this house, this structure. So
Oh,
as
then
you
I guess I'm like
look in, you're looking down about 10 feet to some sand. Looks like you're like crawling into a living room, an old living room of some kind. You see a lot of old furniture that has since rotted or decayed over time. Some metal pieces still doing okay, like maybe the frames of certain things. And a bunch of old equipment and electronics that also have seemed to have started to decay.
I will use my pad, the one that's my one pad that's lit. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to like kind of hold it up and see if I can see anything. Will I have to roll for that?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking of the memory foam pad you had. You were pulling out one of the data pads. Got it.
The data pads, yeah.
Yes. God, I was like, how are
Okay,
you using memory foam to make light? I'll figure it out here in a second. Okay.
Memory
Yeah.
Would I
foam
be
does
able to-
everything.
Can I use my identify and lies, danger, importance to see if I can identify any like burrowed holes or whatnot in that area?
For danger specifically, you can. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I
But
want to
other
look
things
dangerous.
you won't be able to notice. Yeah, go ahead and give me difficulty 4. Int check.
Ooh. Okay.
That's an at 20.
The rolls today.
Yeah. Making up for last week. Goodness gracious me. Yeah.
We went to
okay.
the
Praise the
bakery.
old mother!
We got some fresh rolls today.
Woo!
Okay. Yeah. So looking in the light, you do in fact see immediately what looks like one of the burrow holes that Nikel pointed out. It's because of this is the major effect is it hasn't been used recently. It is not.
So it
been
looks
used recently.
pretty. It's a burrowed hole, but it looks pretty like worn over. Like
Yeah, it looks like maybe some sand
not
has
very
seeped
fresh.
back into it. Yeah, it's not fresh.
Okay.
It hasn't been used recently.
okay,
Usable probably, but
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Is anyone above me like peeking in?
Sorry,
Yeah,
so
okay,
you
so
might
I'm
see
gonna-
his head above you.
I'm gonna put my pad down and take out my tear blaster, and I'm going to like take it. And I'm gonna like tap up by the window to get his attention to look down at me.
Are you using your terror blaster to tap at the window?
Yeah, I'm I'm taking like the butt of it, the butt
okay, all
of
right.
it, and I'm tapping.
She was like, kick, pow. All right, man.
No, I'm taking the butt of it and I'm tapping it
All right.
like ooh.
Oh, God, that actually scared me. Oh, wow. Hey.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? I didn't do anything.
All right.
I just like motioned down to like come on in.
Okay. I think she says it's safe. I will go first and look around as well. I'm gonna jump down.
I'm still looking around outside, I think.
I'm gonna pat him.
Same.
And point at the hole.
Yes. Give me a minute. I want to look around this structure in a little bit more detail.
I think we all want to do that.
Well, I have a skill. Yeah.
I got a skill.
Okay. So that is, you spend 5 or more minutes so thoroughly exploring an area no larger than a typical room. You may ask the GM one question about the area, and they must answer you truthfully. Can't use the ability more than once per 24 hour.
Pretty large.
I love how it says you have to answer truthfully, like you were gonna lie or something.
Me.
Well, DMs can be deceptive.
Yeah, it could be like, well, there is a door.
Yeah, monkey pot, so that I give you an answer, but something worse happens. Stuff like that. Okay, so Zaidi, you're going around this like living room area. You would see without even like needing to roll. So you'd be walking around, and you see a door. Down at what would seem like a correct door level. It's just buried in 10 feet of sand in this desert. And there's sand that's leaked in certain places, so you have to trudge occasionally through that. There looks like to be another room, maybe an old cooking area off back with like, there's no door there. It's like some sort of door frame. And then there's another room with a door that is probably wood at the time it was made, but it's mostly rotted and fallen apart. It's a pretty small house of the old ones.
Okay. I'm trying
what
to
is
see
the
if...
question you're going to ask?
All right. Is there any other burrows about the whole house for ease of entry?
There is only that one burrow that was seen by Vanessa.
All right. I think that costs me 2 int.
Yes.
I'm dangerously dead.
Die.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It just won't be great.
Very low.
Just got the brain leak.
Yeah, my brain.
Brain
brain
leak.
fart.
Gotta watch out for the brain leak.
Brain leak.
Well, Manasa, you are very correct. There's only one, so I think we can. Zardi just kind of stumbles to the wall.
I run over to try to, like, I guess balance him.
I think we can. He just kind of like falls asleep, passes out. Really?
I make sure that I like set him down gently so he doesn't just like, just like collapse. So much for communicating when you're tired. Stay put. And I like go over to the window. And I like tap it again.
Window shatters. No. Sand pours in. You all drown. Yeah, so...
Wait, I have an ability called escape. I'm just kidding.
Zardi wakes up, swims through the sand, and leaves you all to drown. No, so you were trying to, like, tap it shut?
No, I'm trying to tap it to get the attention of the other ones.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you tap it, getting the attention, and yeah, so you would see, like, the butt of the tear blast kind of
I don't think I'd be super close to the window.
Okay.
Yeah, I was probably looking for a place to like safely keep our strider.
Okay. Okay, so you can give me just a perception check of 2, Alkali. What were you looking for, or were you trying to do anything in particular, just kind of keeping an eye out, Mikhail?
Yeah, I'd probably be keeping an eye out while everybody would be heading down.
Okay. You could probably just... It looks like there's a weird metal rod at the top of this building that you could probably lash the strider to. The top of the building is, mostly sand level. You could just walk onto the roof.
Okay. So I would probably do that with the Strider and start unpacking the bags to bring them inside.
Okay. Okay.
I
You probably would see that at least.
catch
Mikkel.
them.
Okay.
I
Yep,
don't
and you've
say a
got
word
the
to
pack.
her.
Sure. But you do at least receive the bags, and they are now inside.
I think I'll just do like one more check just to see if there's anything that looks dangerous that might know that we're here now, or be trying to hunt us.
Okay. You already succeeded on your tracking from before, so I'm not going to have you re-roll that since you've been kind of keeping an eye out for it. You don't see anything at the moment. You know where those burrows were. They're not close, at least. Given time, it might, but at the moment, you seem and feel pretty safe.
All right, I'll make my way over to the window then. I'll probably look in. I don't think there's anything out there that's looking to hunt us at the moment. Should be able to take a rest. And I'll climb in. And probably, I guess, try and close the window, but not like, I'm not trying to trap us in here, I guess.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, what are you
What
doing,
is in the packs? Are there bedrolls or something like that? Actually, no, because I'm just gonna take I'm assuming that Zaire has a bedroll. Does he have a bedroll?
Anyone who has their explorer's pack has things like bedrolls and whatnot.
Yes.
I believe all of you did.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of pull him forward so he has to lean forward so I can slide the bedroll out from his pack, and I'm just gonna push him back against the wall, and you just see Manasa just quietly quickly unrolling the pack and then just throwing it on him.
I'd probably
And she
go
just
over
turns
and
away
try to
and
start
walks away.
helping. Just to make it easier without saying anything.
Okay.
I stop what I'm doing. I have it. I don't let her help me.
Okay.
And then I throw it on him, and I tuck him in, and then I walk away.
Okay. Yeah, you asked what was in the packs. These would have been the food and water, the dried fruits and vegetables, the jerky, several water skins. It's about including the jerky, about 2 weeks worth of food, and then 2 weeks of water.
Dan, did you say whether or not there were any other rooms in this house other than
There
just
were.
the kitchen and stuff?
There's
that
a
they
kitchen
didn't
and
see?
there's another room in the back.
I'd like to just wander off and go check it out.
Okay. All right. So you step into this back room. The door hinges are really the only thing left. The rest of it is, kind of in a pile of rot. Albeit it doesn't smell like it. It's been a long enough time. But you step into what you can probably deduct was a bedroom of some kind. There's an old frame that looks like what would have been a bed frame. The metal's still there. Probably a couple of tables that are old and abandoned. Just in general, though, most things are either rotten or in barely standing condition. It's a wonder the house has stayed up.
Are there any other rooms connecting to that or no?
Go ahead and give me a perception. Difficulty 3. Your focus could work for this.
Okay. I would probably be using it anyway since I said I was going to keep it on.
For sure. 19. Minor effect. Wow. Today. Wow. Yeah. There's a hatch underneath this bed frame. It was covered in dust and decay, but you pick up not really like a hollow or anything, but it's something stands out in the outline.
I would, I mean, Alkali is kind of brimming with excitement because this is an old one's home. Like, this is firsthand being able to explore it, so I don't think I would really call out to anyone. I would probably just try and pull the hatch a little bit and see if it's safe or if there's anything underneath.
Underneath the hatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you like move some of the decay away, which is mostly just dust and kind of dirt at this point. Yeah, there's a small, looks like hatch for some sort of basement or something. If you open it up.
Yeah, I would open it
You
up.
would probably, those who are awake would hear rummaging in another
Okay,
room.
I was just
for
gonna
sure.
say.
It's not a big house.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and walk on over and kind of like peek my head through the doorway, like trying to see what's going on. Like, obviously not making my presence known, but
If you'd like to stealth check, you can. Otherwise,
I
walking in
absolutely
the
want to
house.
try to see if I can perceive her.
what difficulty?
You both stealth check versus perception check. So you'll no difficulty, just whoever gets higher.
Manasa's loot goblin senses.
And you tied. All right.
So I'm gonna use my ability that I had, that my newer one, my experienced adventure.
Okay.
I'm gonna add a minor effect to mine.
Okay. All right. So Alkali, you definitely hear someone walking toward the door, and then when you kind of turn back, no one is there. Manasa has like just gone back around the door frame after she peeked in, and when someone was there, they're not there right now.
You would see Alkali kind of smile to herself because she would kind of have an idea that someone was spying on her. But she'd start opening up the hatch and see if she can see in at all.
Okay. You can. A light, maybe a very, very dull blue light appears up from under, and there's a ladder. You can see maybe it's 7 feet down or so.
Okay, I would probably climb down.
Okay. So you start going down this ladder. And else you'd see her open a hatch, go down a ladder in this bedroom. And you end up in what looks like an old one's bunker of some kind.
Like,
Like a shelter.
for more than just this family that would have lived in this house.
No, it's pretty small. Maybe 10 by 10, 12 by 12. Pretty small. You see the walls are lined with shelves. Hands line those shelves. Looks like there's a cot. There's a dried, emaciated corpse laying on the cot. Smells of stale leather in this room. There's packages lined on other of the shelves. Looks like there's an old one PDA laying next onto some sort of table, metal.
Is that PDA what I saw with my focus?
Mm-hmm. Once you can put 2 and 2 together now, that's what you picked up.
Huh. Huh. Thanks again, buddy. And you would see Alkali tap her focus and walk over and grab the PDA.
It's a voice memo.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear me?
What is
You just hear a closer Manasa. What? And you just see her like slowly go like over the hole.
Somebody in trouble. Somebody's in trouble.
I found something.
Society stands up and just runs in the room, his knife out. What the?
I'm laying on the ground next to the hatch, and I'm just looking at Zairi.
I had this. Sorry. I thought there was trouble. I heard screaming. What's going on? And what are you doing down there? He just kind of looks at Alkali. Oh.
She found
His
something.
knife up. Oh. Okay,
The 3 of
okay.
you gather over the hatch, the bed frame pushed away from Alkali's work. And you'd see the blue light, and you could see her down at the bottom of the ladder. Again, it's maybe only a 10-foot ladder at most.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, I don't know if any of you have ever seen one of these, but this is, one of the underground bunkers that the old ones used to have. Come down, take a look. I found a PDA, the thing we had before.
All right. I'll come right down.
Zari just shrugs and just goes down. With
It's a little
knife in
cramped
hand.
as you're in there. Again,
As they both go down, I'm just shaking my head. Well, I don't think anybody considered, leaving the supplies behind, but guess I'm going to be the one watching them.
Manasa stays up there, guarding the supplies from, I guess, MK at this point.
Probably
three
like
of
a
you
deep
down in-
sigh in the background.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you would definitely hear MK sighing when she
It's like
hears
in the
Manasa.
shadows, just like
I watched food.
already forgotten where the jerky came from.
Exactly. The 3 of you down in the bunker, the smell of musty leather, which you then realize is the corpse.
Oh, that's an interesting smell.
Yeah. But, let's take a look at this, because it seems like there might be, some voices on it.
Okay.
And I would try and see if I could figure out how to get the audio to play.
After a few attempts, you're able to get it to play. It didn't look like it was encrypted or locked or anything. It was receiving transmission. Was.
This is Dr. Cross. Continue to make your way to Seattle. I have prepared a bunker for our survival. With Sasha's help, we will make it. We have to. This plague cannot win. I hope you all make it.
A small map lights up on the PDA.
Look!
What is this?
It's a map.
Hold on, let me get closer so I can see.
Where are we on this map? Can you tell?
Let me take a look. Maybe we can see if Seattle's on here too, wherever that is. And I would probably be trying to see if I could locate us on the map.
Go ahead and give me an int check of difficulty 5.
So, since I have this map in front of me, I do have a skill. I mentioned it to you earlier. I don't know if it would apply to this situation, but it is called navigation. And it says basically that I practically never get lost. If finding your way ever requires a roll, the difficulty of that task is reduced by 3 steps. Since this is a geographical thing, would I be able to use that?
I think that applies.
Cool. Okay.
3 steps.
Yeah. Okay, so you said 5, right? So that would bring it down to
Yes.
3?
Correct. Or 5, which would bring it down to 2.
I can do math.
I mean, if you want it to be more difficult, I won't stop you. Success. Yeah, so you see a blinking light. It says Twin Falls, Idaho, and the blinking light is just a bit off to the west from that on this map. And then you're able to kind of like manipulate the screen and zoom it out a little bit, and you see where Seattle is, which has a red blinking light.
That's it. This is where we are. You see this dot here?
Yes.
Twin Falls. That makes sense. There was the waterfall, right?
That does make sense, yes.
So if we're in Idaho, this is where Seattle would be. You see that red flashing dot over there?
How far away is that?
Would it say any sort of measurement on it?
Yes, it would, though I don't know if you know it or understand it. I'm gonna get you the exact number. Hmm. 620 miles is what it lists as the distance.
Would I be able to roll to find out if I've ever read about like conversion units while exploring in bunkers and stuff?
Sure, you definitely can roll for that. That'd be an int check.
Okay.
Old one tech would not apply here.
Right.
That'll be a difficulty. Oh.
But I do have photographic memory.
Yep. Which means you recall something perfectly.
If I had seen it at some
if
point.
you've seen it before.
Details
Correct.
of geography that you read in a book, a path
And that's
of
a skill,
tunnels.
so you're trained in remembering. So you'd roll photographic memory to see if you've seen this before.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that'll be a difficulty 4, and you can roll photographic memory.
Awesome, thank you.
You rolled an 18, which is a success. Yeah. You've seen that before. You kind of do some mental math, and you're still pretty far. Maybe you've traveled half the distance. Maybe a third of the distance.
We've got a long way to go. Our trip times 2 or 3.
And that's including the monster that we took. Yeah.
Is that including the train ride? Yeah.
Oh, and let's not get too excited. He did mention rumored things that used to be... I don't even know. Maybe they're the ones that are trapped between here and there that tried to make the journey.
Right. But at least now we have a map. This, what was her name? Dr. Cross? She mentioned Seattle. This is it on the map. That has to be where the transmission came from.
Before we make this trip, we may not survive. There may be only one of us. What are our plans when we get there? What if there's nothing?
Well, the whole point of this trip, for us at least, was to try and find what this transmission or this message we received meant.
Okay.
So at the very least, we'll find out, like, if it was for nothing, I guess. I don't know.
And you're still headstrong to do this. We just witnessed people feeding on each other to survive. We are in land we don't even know about. We can possibly not even make it. We have barely left that place and already collapsing to nature itself, not let alone the dangers that we may find that we don't understand. I just want to make sure you understand where we stand before we make this trip. I will follow you, but I don't know if I can promise that we will all make it. You have to be okay with that, as long as you make it.
I don't really have a choice, so. Or well, I do, but there's something I want to find.
So I ask, are you willing to lose out on those around you to get to that point that you want?
My goal is never to put you in danger. That's not what I want.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you the reality that what can happen.
Mikkel?
I've always been aware of the dangers. I can't let my people down. They're depending on me.
Well, I will tell you this. I am done traveling with you all if we do not come together. This was a journey of selfish rights in the beginning, but at the moment, there is no heart in this group. Only anger, selfishness. Everyone's thinking about themselves. Mikkel, you think about the All-Mother and your right for your people. Alkali, you think about your purpose alone. You made a decision that may or may not be good for a civilization of people that have been around for so long, living off of what they were doing, owning up to, even if it's wrong, we are not to judge what is right or wrong, no matter what's inside of us. Manasa holds grudges forever. MK doesn't know her purpose and just wants to be noticed by people. They want to feel important. Selfishness. We have almost died many a times, almost lost Mikkel. His thought behind it was to protect us, but we were all too selfish to jump in with him. And then there's me. Selfish to throw myself in danger, thinking we were all on the same cause. Not anymore. When we leave this establishment, I will go one way, or I will go with you. But this is not the group I started with. We lost Fiyuka. She was the glue that held us together. And we just show how immature and how inexperienced we really are. Either we pull ourselves together or I pull out. Choice is yours. I'll be upstairs. Anxiety makes his way up. Kind of walks past Manasa and just sits in a corner and just kind of starts sharpening his sword.
I just sit there and I'm just kind of tilt my head a little bit and go back to counting my shinies.
I think we have to have a talk.
I spoke to Manasa. She told me some very troubling things.
Troubling how?
That's for her to speak on. But I think you're right. In the sacred lands, when I was brave, I had always wanted to be a war leader. To have the same position that my mother had. I thought that it would come naturally to me. She was good at it. Why wouldn't I be? I could do all of the tests that they asked of me. But I could never capture their hearts. It seems like I have let down this group as well.
That's not true. We all have a big part in this, you know? You've been trying your best.
It's not good enough.
That outburst? No. It's not good enough from any of us. I mean, instead of just thinking things through and coming up with something that actually was feasible, complained like a child about not wanting to make that choice. Manasa fought me every single step of the way, rather than trying to have a rational conversation about why she disagrees. Instead, she talked at me. Zairi, when you were fighting, I pointed out the sensor. Instead, he decided to attack something that was different. Even though that possibly would have prevented us from getting hurt. There's so much wrong with all of us. But I don't think believing in what you believe and trying to stick to that makes you any worse than any of the rest of us. You're a good person. Your mom would be proud. The main reason I started exploring ruins when I was younger, and the main reason that I so desperately wanted to go west, my father disappeared on an expedition when I was younger. My mom had come to an unfamiliar place with people she didn't know. And all she had was him and her little girl. And then he left. That wasn't enough, I guess, or maybe something bad happened. But that broke her. And I remember when it changed. When that light went out for her. She never treated me the same. So, I'm here mostly because I've waited my whole life to be able to travel west. To maybe find some trace. Anything. And while that's selfish, I don't think that that's a bad desire to have, and I don't think that you wanting to not disappoint your people, the Nora, my mother's people, I don't think that's bad.
Wanting to find your father is not selfish.
He's probably dead.
If your father has half your skill, then I'm sure he's still alive.
He was brilliant.
And I'm sure he's fine.
I hope so. Anyway, my rib cage hurts.
Yes, you should rest.
And maybe we should go plan. We can come back here and check the rest of this bunker out if there's anything interesting or any books or anything. But first we should go check out and see if there's any way to get rid of those monsters.
Yes. Let's
Mikkel?
go.
I would die for any one of you.
I think it's better if you live for any one of us. Let's go.
Yeah. And I'd start climbing up.
The two of you make your way back into the living room where the three other party members are left to their own devices. think MK is off dozing in the corner.
Zaire suggested that we talk, and I think he's correct. There are some concerns moving forward.
Yes. I believe this talk should be all of us. He kind of looks at Manasa, not in a mean way, just kind of like a concerning way. And when we talk, we need to air out everything. Now, Manasa, you wasn't down there. I don't know if you heard. MK sleep, but it's okay. Fill her in later. I made a proposal that if we do not find out what makes us tick together, find that heart, that glue that is now no longer here, I will be going on my own journey. Because I cannot watch any more people that I care about die in front of me. Seen enough death. Every time I throw myself to the wind and let the gods guide me, I do it because I am okay. I have no regrets. I know the cause is a good one. I know that those behind me will keep walking forward. I don't do it carelessly. I do it calculated. And yes, sometimes calculations do not add up to the end result that you like. But I would like to say, looks around the room, someone else in the right. I have grown quite fond of you all. And you are the only family I have left. Now, stop bickering. Stop being indecisive. He's just looking at each one. And stop chaining yourself to the All-Mother. If she wanted to hold us by the strings, Nikhil, she would have done it. She instills in you power, natural guidance, a leadership role that you have owned since the day I walked in. I have seen it. I may have pushed you, but I know it can flourish even more. Alkali, it's about time you speak up, but know that every choice has a consequence, good or bad. Some calls that may not be morally right for us might be right for others. Because at this moment, it's not about morals, it's about survival. Manasa, I automatically was drawn to you. The sense of sturdiness, the pillars of so much foundation, the knowledge and the calmness. Where is that? You get mad because someone doesn't agree with you? I understand you may know better, but sometimes people need to fall down to see if they can get back up themselves. And we are only there not to hold our hand out to pick them up, but to guide them, to show that we are looking down, waiting for them to get back up. And I am not perfect. In the heat of battle, I make rash decisions. I was trained in ways you would not want to be trained. Put in dire situations, just thrown to the wolves. It's either I live or they. After leaving my hometown, I have experienced much. Trusting others was a dream, something that you put distant behind yourself. But somehow, I am here, investing all my trust in you. I miss Fiuka. But I know that she would want us to be strong in her stead. And what we are doing now is shaming her, a sacrifice. She put herself on the line for us. And who are we to be here arguing with each other constantly? I will not be a part of that. Figure it out. Let's find that glue together. We don't need one person to hold us together. We can join arms and hold each other together. Now, as Alkali said, that trip is one hell of a trip. But I will not walk 1 foot out of this shelter with you if we don't live together. And I'm not talking about physically walking step by step. I'm talking about hearts conjoined as one, as we said we will be.
Manasa?
What?
I'm sorry. Even if I was breaking apart at the seams, trying to figure out something different, which I should be allowed to do, I should have never spoken to you the way I did. I didn't mean a word of it. I was just
You meant it.
frustrated.
You meant it. I know you did.
I don't want you to shut up. I just want you to listen to me rather than try to be my parent. Because that's how it feels when I am struggling with something and trying to come up with some sort of other plan. Whether or not you thought it was good, which it wasn't. And I came up with something else. And I wanted nothing more than to share it with my best friend. But I couldn't. Because of this pettiness. I just want to be able to talk. And have everyone listen. That's all.
You're entitled to your own opinions. You're also entitled to make your own choices. And to try to find different ones. I agree. But when it endangers multiple lives, all because of your consciousness, only because you couldn't live with certain decisions or doing that choice or choosing this one or that one. That's what I had a problem with.
I know.
Their blood might be on your hands. But you couldn't leave well enough alone. And that's what I had a problem with, and that's why I fought with you, because you don't want that blood on your hands.
Hold on.
What?
Wait a moment. Shh.
What's going on?
I think I just heard the sand move.
And that's where we'll end today's episode.
Oh, great. Damn interruptions.
Oh my god.
The trip will never be safe.
This is true.
But I know that the tech has to be out in a little bit, which is why I wanted to make sure we ended to respect our players' times, of course.
Thank you.
Of course, good sir. So we can even start with you with our shoutouts and end of session, so that way you don't have to worry about it at all.
Yes. My name's Tech. I'm Technique. I'm sorry. Was I able to go?
Oh, I was just gonna say, so go for it. That's all I was gonna say. You're good.
I Technique. Like I said, I stream 6-7 days a week on the Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter at Technique TV with no U, no E. Play Zaidi, and he finally came out of his shell that he's been holding back for so long. I think hopefully he makes some sense to the group, because this is important to him, and it will determine whether he travels with them or without them. Dun dun dun. Also, my end of session, I'm going to take an experience and give an experience. I'm gonna take one, and I'm gonna give one to Manasa, because she helped him. She didn't let him fall to the sand and bump his head on something. I don't know. You know, he feels that warmth coming from her, like maybe a tiny bit of warmth coming from her. He sees that she's kinda somewhat trying, and that means a lot to him, because he definitely looked for her in the beginning where they met and everything. It was her that he was kind of like, oh, this is why I'm gonna make this trip. So there you go with your experience. Hopefully you use it well, and that's about it. I think that's it.
All right. Thank you, Tech. Please go follow this lovely, lovely man who's doing lots of cool things. You just have to look at his Twitter, and you know. Thank you. And let's then go to Faye.
Hi, I'm Faye Lynn. I am a streamer and a voice actor, and you can find me on Twitch as well. I played Alkali today, and I hope you had a fun time, because today was really, really emotional for her. With that
really
said,
well rolled.
Oh my god. Imagine if I hadn't gotten that difficulty 7 on the reroll. Oh, my heart. I'm gonna take an experience.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give an experience to Manasa, because now that she's kind of brewed over it, Alkali kind of understands, despite wanting to kind of put down that hard line that you're going to speak to me like a peer, and I will do the same. And it seemed like Manasa was receptive to that and was able to communicate like her frustrations and stuff. And honestly, that's all that Alkali had wanted. So, point to you.
Thank you,
Thank
Faye.
you.
Cat.
Hi, my name is Bloody Faster. You can find me on twitch.tv/BloodyFaster. Love you, Bloody. My name is Cat. I played Manasa, your I want to say still favorite loot goblin. I haven't really gotten a loot. I got gypped last session, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to... I think I'm going to take an XP. I was thinking about making them, like, adding to my map, but since we have that map down there, I think next session I might copy the homework. So I'm also going to give a XP to Alkali. Because so Manasa is she's much more upset with Alkali more so than anybody else. Because obviously her attempts at trying to sway her to stop messing around with things that she shouldn't mess around with didn't work because, again, she was talking at her. This time around when Alkali was like, I need you to talk to me like I'm an actual person. I need you to stop talking at me. I think Manasa kind of realized that all that effort she was trying to put into was not received because of the way she conveyed it to her. She didn't... And also Manasa's still, like, she's still obviously hiding some stuff. She doesn't really want to let Alkali in all the time. So she's been keeping her at a distance and just talking at her. So I think this time around we're going to make some progress. So you get an XP.
Thank you.
And did you pick one for yourself? I missed that.
Yes, I picked one for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to copy the homework down in the basement or the bunker. The map homework. I want to do that next session.
On the PDA that Alkali has.
Yep.
Okay. So maybe we might even see, like, you, while Nikel was starting to say that, you sidle up a little bit closer to Alkali than you have been for a while, and maybe pull out your journal and do the side-eye thing.
Can I copy your homework?
No, I wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh, come on. It won't hurt.
They won't see.
I won't even make it look exactly like it. You know, it's
I'll
fine.
change it slightly.
I'll change it
Always
slightly.
good for a map. Thank you. Whack.
Hey everybody, I'm Wax Steven. Normally I am the GM or the DM of Doom. In fact, I am that tomorrow. I do a show called Witchcraft and Wizardry, which is a Harry Potter homebrew without she who shall not be named. I also run a D&D 5th edition module called Rime of the Frost Maiden on Fridays that Technique is a part of, wonderful part of, and it's been super great. Having an absolute blast with it, so hopefully you'll check those out. And thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, chat. Much love to you. Thank you. As far as my end of session stuff, gonna give an XP to Alkali for her sort of revealing this important piece of information that this burden that she's been carrying.
Thank you.
And for my thing, for myself, I think I'll do a recovery roll.
Okay. All right. And there it is. Not bad. Not amazing. Not bad. That extra +2 from that level up has helped you immensely with those. All right. Thank you, Whack. And I am Domestic Dan, your GM of Consequences, here today for Forbidden Lands. Hopefully Bloody is feeling better and will be able to join us next week, and MK will wake up from her nap and hopefully hasn't eaten too much of the jerky.
She can have it all. We don't want it.
Yeah, let her own morals and ethics determine that one. See if it wins over the hunger. But thank you everybody for being here. We appreciate all of you. Check out all these lovely people. Go follow them. Go watch them. Check out our Patreon. All of the cool stuff that Tablestory's got going on. Gone did just end on Wednesdays, so if you haven't watched that, well, you've got all the time in the world now because you don't have to worry about catching up for live episodes. So catch that now because Wednesdays are free at the moment. So what else are you gonna do on a Wednesday? Watch
Gone
that,
but never
clearly.
forgotten.
Oh, Lord.
But we do appreciate
Physical
you all.
pain.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. That was more than a stretch. That was like slamming a door on my ankle. But thank you, everybody. We appreciate you being here and watching the show every week. It means a lot to every single one of us seeing all you lovely, lovely faces here. So, until next week, thank you and have a great rest of your Monday. Anything else you got, Whack, before we head out? Any table story stuff?
Just make sure to check out the Monty Cook Games store. We have an affiliate with them. If you like the Cypher system, the system that we've been playing, go check that out. We have an affiliate link to go check out. It's a wonderful thing that they just reached out to us for, and they were like, hey, we love all the stuff that you're doing. We want you to be the first affiliate that we bring on. And yeah, they just did it. So go check it out. And if you want to try out one of the like Numenera, Predation, Cypher System, it's all based around that Cypher System way of rolling and picking character stuff. So go check it out. Thank you. And have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Peace out. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Great. We'll have to finish this talk later. It's obvious we have some company. Wait, did you hear that?